Okay, well, it's not. It's not as bad. Okay, you know what? I'm going to deem this acceptable. Not good, but acceptable. All right. Yeah, we'll do one more sweep and then we'll make a call whether we stick and stay or move on. Oh yes, I must share this. So in addition to do because like, I did like all my usual stuff. Went to the National Gallery in Dublin. Went to the National Museum. Like the like the nerd I am. But at the end of all that, I also went met my cousin. Like she lives in Belfast with her now fiance, and uh, how do I put this? She's gone native. Like, she's a Central Nebraska girl, born and bred. You know not unlike me, but she has taken on the lingo. She like her she has taken on such an Irish accent. People mistake her for a local. Which she seems to think is a problem. But I mean, if you the easier you can blend in, the better. Anyway, so it is. I'm delighted just to have someone else who is a long term expat, right? Because like, she and her beau, her soon to be hubby. Um, how she describe it? They're not in a hurry to leave Belfast, but they're not in a hurry to stay either. Yeah, like he is like he's native to Belfast, so he wants to get out. But there's some tension between. It's like she did grad school in Northern Ireland. I think she's been there a little more than 2 years, like two and a half. Right now she's on like a graduate visa, so you graduate from a UK from a British university, so you're allowed I think like 3 years, but that's going to run out at the end of this year. So then they're going to have to they switch over to a spousal visa. But my understanding is I think if she can stay there for another year or two, I think she can qualify for an Irish passport via residency. Boris, where the Sim Hill are you? But yeah, he's talking about like Australia, maybe Singapore. Dang, okay, I don't. We might just not have Boris despite the bones. But since when it well Boris might not have respawned. There is that as well. Mm. But anyway, yeah. So that's we got to talk. She's doing like work with like bringing what they call it like cross cultural communication. Basically, like trying to bring uh you know young people like because like even today years after the Good Friday Agreement and the end of the Troubles Belfast is very much still segregated between Protestant and Catholic sides. Like there are some parts of the town where Catholics just don't go, parts of the town where the Protestants just don't go. And so like her group tries to bring school age kids together, from those separate areas, demystify things, and just try to show that they're not, the other side is not monsters or what have you. which is a quality pursuit. And it's unfortunate that it's still needed at this late date, but you can kind of understand why. Although now, I guess they're trying, her group is kind of branching out a little bit, and they also want to work between bridge gaps between say like locals and recent immigrants, right? Because like the Republic, Ireland, having their issue. Well, yeah, the Republic and like the UK and lots of other places having certain tensions between uh, folks who have been there a while and then people who have immigrated recently. And unfortunately, there is much demand for those kind of services. Well, or I mean, like just like trying to show that the people from the other side of the tracks or the other side of town or whatever, they're not as scary as some people might have led you to believe. All right, I think this might have been one big waste of time. Well, crap. All right. Well, back to Timberwolf. But no, she's doing well. So the plan is they are going to get married in. Yeah, they're going to get married in Belfast in December. Unfortunately, it's on December 20th, and that is perilously close to the time of year when airfare is like ruinously expensive, even more than it already is. So I'm not going to be able to make that. But they will also have a ceremony back in Nebraska this coming September. So I will make plans to go to that. Well, unfortunately, they have scheduled their wedding on a day with a Nebraska football home game. So I'm not sure that'll have an effect on attendance, but yeah, it's a non-zero percentage chance. But I'm sure I'll be there. The family will be there. It'll be fine. But it was just I recognized her instantly when she walked in, but when she opened her mouth, I kind of did a double take because I mean I figured she probably would have picked up some of the local twang, the local lingo, but she is all in. And the thing is, I don't think she's even trying. It's not like she's putting on an affect. I think she's just absorbed it. And good on her for that. Ooh, oh, there you are. Why so close to crypto? If I had to guess, Goofy, I'd say it's because like her current visa is about to run out, and if they're not able to move her to a spousal visa, that's fine. If they're not able to move her over to a spousal visa, she's gonna have to leave the country, and she won't have like the right to live there. So I think that might be the reason they're putting the spurs to this. It's not ideal, and she has said that if she if she had her druthers, she would not be like organizing a wedding on comparatively short notice. But I think the visa situation is kind of forcing their hand a bit. At least this way, they will have the security, and they'll like they won't there won't be any risk of UK immigration trying to chase her off. Oh, and now, okay, so she is the eldest of her. She has two younger siblings, um, also twins. You know, much like I'm also the eldest sibling with two two twins behind me. Both of her younger siblings have gone into teaching. I think they have started their first full-time jobs. I think one teaches math at a high school, and then the other teaches, I think he's yeah, like a kindergarten, first, yeah, so like the little kids. But it's wild because like he is like 6'7", like he is a big, like not like thick but tall. So like he absolutely towers over his poor little students. It's hilarious every time I see pictures of him from his work. But now he is he's talking about maybe also going to Northern Ireland, like doing like a 1 year uh, accreditation program they have there. Like he's already licensed to teach, but you do their program because apparently like Northern Ireland is in need of teachers. Well, they're in need of a lot of work, but I guess teachers are among the things they need, and he might be interested in jumping in on that. But no, they are. So we might have another expat in that generation, which would be lovely. Okay, yeah, I should probably feed Astrid here real quick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, both my younger siblings are like they're 5 years younger than me. One brother, one sister. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I think let's just keep moving. Astrid is tired. I got one more cup of coffee. But let me get her. Let's see if we can get her back to Mountaineers. This was. Maybe we just got unlucky with the respawns, but yeah, this was not a fruitful trip. But yeah, on the morrow we'll go. We'll sweep. We'll sweep Timberwolf, and then we'll make sure we're sufficiently armed, and we'll go into Blackrock, where much fun awaits, I'm sure. Hey, Stewie, good to see you. Thank you so much. And Tina, good to see you as well. Welcome into both of you. Hope you're doing fantastically. And thank you so much for the work lurk, Tina. But how you doing, Stewie? Um, do I take from your message that you might be in Italy now? Or were you just flexing? Well, those are the only twins, Goofy. So I don't know if I would say it runs in the family, but it happened twice. You're scared that you'll have twins if you ever. Well, I think that's just that.
Is that the actual bear, or did somebody redeem something?
Just twice the love to give. I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's the actual bear. He just ran through a tree, but we're up too high. He can't get you while he's up here, but that scared the ever living out of me. If I had gone the wrong direction, we would be bear food right now.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh, hello.
he came up here? She came up here! You bear! You horrible bear. That's okay. I do have a bandage. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. She ran all the way around up here. Cheeky, cheeky. Oh.
Speaking of foreign influences, creeping into your vocabulary, Tina just casually dropping cheeky like it's no thing. Hey, Electro, good to see you. Thank you so much for the welcome there. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. And Jaywa, thank you as well. Appreciate all you fine folks being here. I know I know I didn't plan on coming back on the stream anniversary. It just kind of nicely worked out that way because it's weird. Usually Twitch sends you an email or like a message saying ahead of time saying, "Hey, it's your affiliate of anniversary. Have a plan a thing with your chat or whatever." But I guess they didn't care enough to do that this time. It was just good fortune. You're gonna lurk, Electro? No worries. Appreciate the lurk. Let's see. So yeah, see Dublin. Besides the museums and such. Oh right. I did also go to Croke Park, which is it's like the main stadium for the Gaelic sports, the like the home the Gaelic Athletic Association where they do the people in charge of hurling and Gaelic football. You might have, if you haven't seen those, do check them out. They're wild to watch. Um, but in addition to the stadium, they also have the Gaelic Games Museum there, and also did a stadium tour. Just I mean, as part of the experience, like you can just do the museum, you can do the stadium tour and the museum, or for some reason they also have a different tour where they take you on top of the stadium. I guess to see the views of Dublin, which I mean they're nice and all, but I don't. I'm not thrilled at the idea of climbing. You're supposed to be in a stadium in a seat, not on top of the damn building. But I will say that it was a really neat experience. Um, and part of me, I just think the curious about other cultures and their sporting traditions, but also there are a lot of links between the Gaelic games and like the Irish, I mean like the Irish nation, the independence movement. They had a whole display on like links with the Bloody Sunday. Like part of it was like involved like British troops basically like, walking into a Gaelic football match and just opening fire, which strangely enough the Irish people did not appreciate. But yeah, and the nice thing was I was kind of centrally located, so I could basically walk most of the places I wanted to go, which is good because I'll say the Irish. Well, first off, what was weird. Unlike basically everywhere I've been outside other than the U.S. Um, in Dublin there is no train to the airport. I mean, there's a commuter rail system, there's a tram system, but there is no train line to the Dublin airport. You got to drive or take a bus. Which I mean, is that a big? I mean, it wasn't a big deal. They as because I'll say I got a bus from the airport. They basically got me from the airport to my hotel and back in like 30 minutes. Not bad at all. But I was like at least like the city center of Dublin, very walkable as long conditions allowing, and it's not like hammering down rain. Now I was as I say there is some train service like between like the city center and the suburbs. I basically took like the one time I took the green line. Um, Basically we got going. We went through one stop and then we just sat on the track for 15 minutes with like no announcements or anything. I could kind of tell it was to let other trains go by. But yeah, that it was the it's like it did not keep up my usual track record of train debacles while on vacation. Like not like British trains or not like the Swedish train up north. Nothing on that scale, but it was just mostly an annoyance. Oh yeah, and the food. The food was honestly this was a less food focused trip than some of the other ones I've taken. And it's not because there is no Irish cuisine or British cuisine. Mostly, well, one, it was me trying to be a little bit more mindful of my budget. But also, I just, it was mostly out of convenience. Um, a lot of meals I had were the traditional British cuisine of Tesco sandwiches. The Tesco meal deal, which actually pretty decent deal. I mean, you get a sandwich, a snack, and a drink for £5. Or was it €5 or like €5.50, something like that? It was still pretty good. I mean, for a sandwich and a small thing and a drink. Although I did splash out like a couple times. Oh yeah, in Dublin I went to this a little itty bitty restaurant in like near Temple Bar called Fish Shop. I know, really creative name. But yeah, if there's one thing you Dublin would be able to do, it's seafood, right? Because it's right there on the water. You've got access to all the fresh seafood you could hope for. So what did I got like was dressed crab on toast, which was small but still tasty. And then I think so. I did something I don't normally do. I read like reviews of a place ahead of time. And basically, so for fish shop, I think like the thinking was, yeah, it's basic, but get the fish and chips. They do it really well. The seafood is fresh, and you'll eat just fine. So I went with the fish and chips, but they had like what was it? You had a choice of three different fish. I forget the cheapest one. The mid-range one was haddock. I think like hake might have been the first one, and then like the third one was plaice, Plaice, which I had not heard of before. But like, it was described as like it's a little sweeter taste, very mild. Like haddock a little bit more punchy. I, I, I went I went with a plaice. Turned out it was actually pretty good. Okay, we'll eat you, and we'll eat you. There we go. Ooh, actually, can I get some last minute crafting done? Actually, let me get. Can I get two? Because I have the arrows for that and the feathers. Hey, Capybara-san. Welcome in, and thank you so much for that. Hope you're well. Okay, actually, we'll roll the dice here. Awesome. Flatfish? Yeah. I mean, I wasn't, I was, I was not familiar with plays, but it was, it was good. And like the fish, it was the fish, or the fish was quality. It was nice and crispy. And the chips, well, they're nice and crisp. Um, they're not very well. They didn't come seasoned, but you had like all the seasoning options. You had salt and you had vinegar, and well, that was about it. But again, what more do you need? I'll say they did offer me ketchup, but I think I knew better than to take them up on that. Let's see, 3, 6 is 18. There. Let's just do this until we can't. Local, yeah, I think that was exactly piccolo. That was very much the whole selling point. It's like the local produce, locally made, locally sourced, and it was good. And again, being right there on the water, it's you would expect Dublin to be able to deliver on that. You're very picky about your fish, really. You refuse to eat fresh water. That's a lot of fish you refuse to eat, Goofy. I mean, you do you, of course. Your body, your diet, your choice. But it's just that's locking yourself off from a lot of quality seafood. Okay, did I? Okay, I did. I did leave some water behind. Good, good, good. Okay. So Ash Canyon was a bit of a wash. No moose or bear respawns, which was big rude. let's see if Timberwolf's going to be any nicer. Now we did get the bear who has their cave is up there. You know, okay. So Goofy, can you so like what is it about freshwater fish that does not appeal to you? Is it taste? Is it texture? So what? Oh, so what? I mean, you're allowed to have preferences, definitely. Like, I mean, Dunn is very upfront about his preferences, and he's well within his rights to have those. I have my quirks. Just all these years later, just it's partly growing up with my dad, who is vehemently anti-tomato. Whereas like I can deal with like tomato sauce, tomato soup, tomato paste, but for everything like that's like raw tomatoes, like in salads or whatnot, I just I can't do it. Maybe it's like a texture thing, or I can't quite explain it. Just that that it's I mean, the childhood trauma I've never got over. It's like yellow mustard or pickles. And again, like the food stuff. The Our pickle Lil, of course, is top quality, and always happy to have her around. But like gherkins and such, I they make me physically convulse. So I stay clear. Oh really? You're here? Huh? Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna move swiftly on. Don't you? No, don't fear not, Pickle Lil. You, as long as you are here in my chat, you shall remain unett. Okay. All right, Murder Kitty, back it down. I just here. I want that wolf. You can keep doing whatever it is you want to do. I am here strictly for the doggos, especially this dumb one. There. Yeah, some goofy. You do have some fish that are they'll do both fresh or salt water. Are you fucking serious? You're gonna come after me? There. You just stay where you are. All I'm here to do is see if there's a moose over yonder. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll at the very least we'll get a visual on the log bridge. And I guess if the moose is there, we'll see if we can loop around. You refuse to eat farm. Okay. Well, I mean, you don't have any restaurants unless you know where. All right, all right. And hey, that is totally fine. You know, you are not obligated to eat, you know, whatever fish is put in front of you. So Goofy, from that, do I can I divine from that that you don't see sushi is not normally your thing? Could I would I be safe in inferring that? Because it sometimes it might be hard to establish the provenance of whatever fish is being put in front of you. Okay, so we do not have a moose here. Man, we are just getting absolutely skunked on these moose respawns. Okay, so let's try to make our way up to deer clearing. We'll get to that moose, or excuse me, to that bear. There's almost certainly not a moose up there. And I guess then we'll check the path to well the path upward, and then to Black Rock. Okay, we're good on maple though. Thank you. In the case of sushi, you let it ride, but you don't really like salmon sushi. That's fine. I mean, salmon sushi is a Norwegian invention anyway. Usually, you guys get tuna. Hey, there's plenty. Yeah, as they say, plenty of fish in the sea. So yeah, go to town. Okay, I do. Yeah, yeah. I did say I saved one coffee, so we should be able to do this climb no problem. But I think yeah, that might be the last of our coffee. We got energy drinks and plenty of stims, but I don't I don't love using using the stuff that makes us crash. Or shrimp, yeah, plenty. Yeah, shrimp, lots of options there too. Exactly, capybara. As long as you're getting your needs met and you're happy and healthy, that's the important stuff. Okay. Upsy daisy. Here we go, Astrid. Yeah, she'll be plenty tired after this, but we got we we're we have places to be, animals to kill, and increasingly less time to do it. Okay. Yeah, last time we came through here, it was late, it was foggy. and we were making a beeline to the summit, so we ignored the bear. We will not be doing that this time. What day? I think we're on day 37. Yep, 37. So we got less than 2 weeks to go. Black Rock is the last major, well, the last major zone on in Lower Great Bear that we haven't visited. We briefly dipped our toes into Bleak Inlet and almost immediately figured out that was a poor decision. I okay, I might go back, but what I might do is I might what I might do is install the rope in the ravine, go down to Bleak that way, check for the bear near the radio hut, and then check for the bunker up top as well. Hey, 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 hey. None of that. Oh, you're all brave now? How'd that work out for you? That bear. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure this bear is up. It was there last time. But yeah, mostly, yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, BlackRock is probably the last target-rich spot we have yet to check. Now, once we're done there, maybe we sweep back through like Milton, HRV, Mystery Lake, spots like that, because I'm assuming once our business is done in everyone's favorite zone, the respawns will have happened. Or at the very least, the bear respawns will have happened. Apparently, the moose respawns just aren't a thing for this run. Because, I mean, we got a good number of moose kills, like our first run through. And then once we got those, we got bupkis since. So maybe RNG is not on our side. Maybe I don't know where to look. Maybe they spawned in new places and I'm not checking the right spots. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I already know I'm not going to win this. Like, was it Scorbuda has already put up like a a more than 4,000 point run, which almost certainly means they got the full rifle accuracy bonus. We don't have that. We missed a shot or two. But I just want to finish this out. Submit a respectable score. There you are. And then we'll just let we'll move on to other things. We still got a 1,000-day run, or a hopeful 1,000-day run to finish. Okay, that is gonna it's gonna loop back up. Is there a safe spot from which to hunt this? I'm not sure there is. Or are you gonna turn around? And yeah, the weather would turn right now, wouldn't it? Because I don't know. I could try going around that way, the way we usually go up to that climb, but we're not going to have any visual, any vision on the bear. Like it could be right over that ridge, and I wouldn't see it. Tyler Pickle, no worries. Enjoy family game night. Appreciate the lurk and also appreciate the raid. Thank you so much for dropping by. Okay, see now, see it's coming back this way. If I'd gone bombing over that ledge, it could have gone very poorly for us. Yes, bear crows. I am aware there's a bear in the neighborhood. Thank you. Now, just looking at the lay of the land, I don't really see a convenient spot from which to take a shot. Or at least not one that I would feel confident about hitting. Now, well, hang on. Okay, no, we can still get charged up here. Right here, though. Oh, did I bring rocks? I did bring rocks. Nice. Yes, yes. Investigate that noise. It couldn't have been just the wind, right? That's the thing they always say in movies. You like movies, don't you, Mr. Bear? Okay, if we get charged, we hop down. Or we could just do that. Okay, so bereft of moose, but at least we've dropped a couple bears this stream. And it's only past noon, but Astrid is quite tired. I could... Okay, I could have her rest up at Mountaineers. Probably do that. Oh, wait. Um... Wait, did I... Oh, no, no. I think that the Timberwolf bunker was empty. No, it was... It was... Oh, I didn't check the ash bunker. That's what I forgot to do. Right. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, no, it was HRV and PV. Yeah, HRV had the conspiracy. Oh, no, no, PV had the conspiracy. HRV had the food bunker. We're still looking the for the hunter cache. So yeah, there'd be no point in stopping by this bunker here. Okay, okay. And admittedly, the ash bunker is way out of the way. We don't need it. It would just be nice to have. There would be a fresh bow and some arrows. But, I mean, we're walking around with those now. Yeah, okay. It is also quite late. So we could do the sensible thing, have Astrid rest up at Mountaineers, and then tomorrow we go up the narrow path, look for that bear, and he spawns up the river, and then go to Blackrock. I don't know why I'm even thinking about hunting deer. They're only 3 points, and missing would be bad for our accuracy bonus. Is that going to stop me, though? Nah. Where are we in terms of our bonus? Okay, 64 out of 75. Yeah, obviously far, far from max bonus, but I think, yeah, last time we were in the 80 to 89% range. If we can nudge that up to 90% accuracy, maybe we'll milk another 100 points. Excuse me. But yeah, like 100% accuracy gets you like 1,600 points, which is probably how Eevee and Scorpio are putting up the numbers they are. And full credit to them for doing so. And in addition, they're also like doing lots and lots of killing, which is again the name of the game. What? Oh, right. How? Oh, did I just fuck myself? I kind of did. That's a ledge of no return there. Well, fun. Ooh, there we go. All right, well, we're just gonna do this the hard way then. You don't want to go to the exhibition? Why don't you want to go to the exhibition? Goofy. Oh, you're really not letting me up here, are we, game? All right.
I need to find a place to rest.
You need to find a way off this damn ledge, Astrid. I don't know if you've noticed. Okay, let me back up here. Is there... There is not a sensible goat right there. Yeah, we got nudged off a ledge, and it's none the littlest bit helpful. I'm trying to see. Can I? Well, yeah. There's not. Yeah, there's not much to land on over there. Wait, if I am I seriously stuck here? I am. Well, fuck you too, game. All right. Well, okay, there is a ledge there and there. So try to wedge myself in there. We will fall, but it probably won't be fatal. Guess we're about to find out. You know what? Could have been worse. Okay, the Mucklucks needed some TLC, but that's about the worst of it. Okay. You know what? Acceptable. Maybe we'll stop at the bookstore. It's not exactly on the way home. Well, what was it about the exhibition that made you want to go there in the first place, Goofy? Is it a thing for school, or is it something you yourself want to do? Okay, so right on the way back, we'll have to do our best to not disturb the kitty cat because it's apparently very annoyed with us. Oh, you have to go. Well, okay, well there, there you are. If they're saying you gotta, then I suppose you gotta, whether or not you want to, because it is probably going to have an effect on your grade for that class, and unless you want to take that class again, I'm pretty sure you don't. You're probably just going to have to suck it up, because I assume there is a GPA you have to maintain while in the program. Like I said, that's the way these things usually work. Maybe they're more loosey goosey on the continent. You're gonna okay. As long as you go, you can do it under protest, but just make sure you go. Not really. There's no minimum GPA. They don't care as long as you're paying. Hmm. I'm not sure I would like being in a program that just sees me as a customer rather than a student. But hey, it's Europe. It's like a different world out there. Yes, yes, you're very ferocious, kitty. We're all very intimidated.
I'm starving.
Your bar is still white, Astrid. You are not starving. Please don't be dramatic. All right, that's another blizzard rolling in. I guess playing the part of Pleasant Valley will be Timberwolf Mountain. I was doing. I think I mean, I'm not sure in the greater context, but I mean, I think we're doing okay. Like I'm getting like no no end to wolf kills clearly, and we're getting regular bear kills. It's just I think the main difference between me and like I say like Scorbura and Eevee in this division, it will be that accuracy bonus. Yeah, they get 190 points. You think? Well, but again, you're also doing a division where you don't start with weapons from day one, right? You got to put in a lot more work. You're proud of it, not cheesing kills. Hey, and hey, that's the most important thing. If you do the best run you're capable of doing, then everything else is gravy. It's secondary. For you do exactly, and like you said, it's
So
a
tired I could lay down right here.
the format makes a lot of people play differently. It makes you go places if you're like playing the way I am. It's making you go places you might not normally go and look for more high value targets. And you absolutely positively have to be mobile. And if you're if you're the kind of player who carries around a lot of stuff, that can be difficult. So yeah, it's the fastest you've ever moved with forging is the bravest you've ever been. Hey, and that's awesome. You're breaking new ground. You are a better, braver bee, and you should be proud of that. If you try a second one, see if having more maple ready to go makes a big difference. Oh, sure, sure. Yeah, see, if you're halfway through, yeah, you got like 5 6 weeks. Yeah, you got lots of time. I mean, yeah, like lots of calendar time. Obviously, you have a job, a family, things you do outside of streaming. I, Weird, right? Yeah, there's time on the calendar. Your bow broke. Yeah, I remember. I remember. I think I was in your stream when the bow broke. You got those? We got those. Yeah, because you got the low archery skill, means uses more condition per shot. Yeah, and hey, now you know. and
Eating anything right now.
and as you know, you have that knowledge now. So I mean, you if you were sufficiently motivated, you could stop this run. But why would you? I mean, as you say, this is a run to be proud of. So and absolutely do that. Ooh, no, 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 no. Sure, sure. Oh, and we got an MRE too, of course. Okay, because I said so. And Rain, good to see you both. Welcome, welcome. Here, let's just shout out on that. That'll take care of your grumbly tum tum there, girly. Yeah, I know having do, doing stuff outside of streaming. Imagine. Yeah, the weather is not conducive to anything really. But good to see you, cousin Rain. Hope you're both doing well. Yeah, while we have daylight, let me go ahead and do this. Yeah, we're just we're hanging out here, just matriculating ourselves through this year challenge and recounting the joys of travel in oh, actually I do have a couple more of those. Because yeah, the week in Dublin was really nice. And I was Manchester. I will say I really like Manchester too. It's not like it didn't get like the same kind of hype as London per se or Liverpool, but it's a really cool town. I like the vibe, if I may use that word. All right, can I repair? It's gonna take an hour 20. Can we get that in? Hey, nice. Yeah, everything else is actually pretty okay. I do like that. Like Manchester is big enough that it has like a lot of the amenities and like the culture of like your stereotype, your usual like big European city, but it's not as ruinously as expensive as say London. Hmm, excuse me. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, Astrid's had a rough day, so she has earned a nice big sleep because we got a lot to do tomorrow. The presentation went. Yeah, I psyched myself out over it. As it turned out, I don't want to say needlessly so. I think I, as I, as I say, probably thanks to jet lag as much as anything. I was up at 3 a.m. the day of, rehearsing it. It went well. The people, well, okay, the the technical portion of it got a little complicated because the clicker that advances the slides, it tried to sabotage me and went through all my slides before time. But other than that, I think I was able to do the performance and people said they liked it. And I also had multiple people come up to me afterward and say they were inspired to well, not just to do their own writing, but said they never considered that they themselves could be experts even on their own lives, which on the one hand is kind of upsetting because who I mean you are the authority on your own life, but I mean it's also uh, the whole part of the reason I did that whole thing was to say, hey, you don't need a fancy degree or decades of experience in a field to have expertise and be someone worth listening to. You have your own stories to tell, and stories can be very persuasive. And I am delighted that that is the message people took away. Okay. I'm not leaving anything important here, am I? Mm, you know what? I will take that reishi tea. Just on the off. Well, I know, but we have antibiotics though. Never mind. I was gonna say just on the off chance of food poisoning, but it's fine. Actually, we're still quite heavy. Why? Oh, we got 24 sticks. That's probably part of it. All right. Well, we're not gonna do any climbing. I'm pretty sure. Let's be vigilant about not picking up more stuff. When you were in service, one of your jobs was to flip the slides for bigwig presentations. Well, and that probably has its own level of pressure because folks in those positions they would not be appreciative if if you were to slip up or if if the technology were to malfunction but through no fault of your own. Okay, what are we looking for here? Well, there is the one bear that wanders the narrow path up to the engine. Yeah, so there could be one there. Um, I think there's a chance there's a moose up there. I don't know. Well, it wasn't there last time. Last time we had the moose by the log bridge, but we'll see. Yeah, and in the absence of anyone in the absence of others to blame, usually the person in charge of the AV takes it in the neck. Okay, but yeah, so probably be a few doggos. We'll watch for the bear, and if we're very very lucky, we'll encounter a moose on our way to the Black Rock exit. And of course, if that happens, well, all of the priorities go out the window because moose. Okay, we'll take a wide swath here because who knows what's lurking. Okay. Ah, there we are. I would say last time there were multiple doggos up here by the crates. Hey, okay, Ace. Thank you very much for that. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hello. Hello. Thank you. Don't know how you got. Oh, well, welcome all the same. Yeah, we had Pickle Lil and Games and Cookies raid in, so that could very well be how you ended up here. You look over nice at the end of the race. Well, I'm glad we could be your final destination. I know that. I should yeah say no, I've seen one too many of those movies to be throwing around that term. Probably more than two raids in. No worries. Regardless of how you got here, we're happy to have you. Okay, hang on. We'll flip to this just in case. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Okay-ish. Okay. So this right here is about the last place we want to see this bear, but it is how it comes down from up there to down here. So probably if we see the bear, we're just gonna turn right around and walk away. Oh, bother. Also watching playthroughs of this game, don't even have the patience for it. I mean, that's fair. TLD is kind of an acquired taste. I mean, it has the walking simulator tag on Steam for a reason. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of it. That's why I'm here playing it in a tournament, no less. Okay. Flee, box, flee! Okay, no imminent sign of bear. Oh, okay, she is in ad realm. All right, no worries. All right. So I think if my memory is intact, and that's not that can be debatable sometimes. I believe a moose can spawn on the river up here. We didn't see it before, but we'll keep an eye out for it. Oh, we back okay-ish? Yeah. I was just saying, TLD definitely earns the walking simulator tag on Steam, and that's not to everyone's taste, which is totally fine. It is an acquired taste, and honestly that's the way video games should be, at least in my mind. I would much rather have something that is that is a particular group, a smaller group's brand of vodka than everyone's cup of tea. And you're just making something that is just like broadly, blandly acceptable, rather than really leaning into a creative vision that it might not be for everyone, but it is it's distinctively yours. Because in this is like I mean, say what you will about TLD, it is absolutely distinctive. It is an art style and a vibe that is all its own. It's like there's no end of like photorealistic survival games, but as we've seen, those really don't age well. Whereas this kind of impressionistic style, yeah, my go-to phrase is like, the long dark is like living inside a watercolor painting that wants you dead. But like this, I don't want to say timeless, but it is. Cause this, when did this enter? Like the game's been going on for close to 10 years now, and it's still, I mean, it still looks good, and